I'm in Shenandoah National Park at the bottom of the mountain on the east side. This is the Buck Hollow trailhead. Same starting point as my last hike. There's US 211. That's heading down towards Sperryville. Yep, there it is, the Gray Ghost. And the Buck Hollow trail heads up into the mountains over there. And I'm going to close up the Gray Ghost and hike up this way and then cross over the Thornton River. And then I'm going to start looking for the ruins of the old Atkins School. There was a school up this way that I saw on a 1929 map. So I'm going to go take a look and see if I can see anything. The elevation here is 1080. Tenth of a mile into my hike. Over there is a US 211. Actually up there you can see that yellow sign maybe that says 30 miles per hour. I decided to come down here and see if I could cross the Thornton River. I found these rocks right here, so I crossed over right here. The Buck Hollow Trail's down there. I might go back that way, but anyway, I'm over here close to the location, I think, of where the Atkins homestead was. I'm going to look around and see if I can find anything. I'll point it out on the map when I do the map talk. This is pretty overgrown in through here though. I'll see if I can find anything. I'm getting close to the homestead location, or this might even be part of it here. The river is over there. Pretty nasty hiking through here, a lot of thorns. And then there's like a little plateau here that might be, I don't know, 5 or 6 feet higher in elevation. And it's all armored up on this one side here. See these big rocks? They're all stacked up here. So in through here is where it would have been. I'm going to look around, see if I see anything else. There's a broken piece of pottery. I found it under this big rock. This same big pile of rocks here, there's part of an old galvanized bucket. Okay, I'm gonna mark this location with my GPS. This is a pretty big pile of rocks. Starts there and goes on down this ways like a wall or something. Then it makes a curve. I'll go over there and see what that's all about. So there's like a big rock pile, and then over there closer to the river's another big rock pile. I'll go over there and get some pictures of that too. Alrighty, here's another. This is the other big pile I saw. This is just a little bit north of the first pile I showed you. This pile starts over there by that big tree, and then it goes past that big tree and over to this one. And it's, I don't know, if I stand next to it, it's probably about 4 or 5 feet high. Getting ready to leave this Atkins homestead site. I thought I'd do a 360 here. This is a nice flat area. Right now we're looking towards 211, and the Thornton River's over there. I'll do down that way as where my car's parked. Now right there, that's part of that first rock pile I showed you. You can't see it from here, but over that way it looks like kind of a driveway coming up here into this little plateau area. Okay. Back behind me there's another creek. That's probably what's coming down from Buck Hollow. And then the mountain gets steep heading up that way, up into Buck Hollow. And then the Atkins School's up this way to the west. I'm going to head up that way next. And back around to my starting position, facing 211. Three-tenths of a mile into my hike. The elevation here is 1170. I wanted to hike down there next to the river, but it's too thorny and overgrown and nasty. And so what I decided to do was, maybe you can see I'm looking down on it. I climbed up here on this first mountain. I'm gonna hike along the mountain here because it's about another quarter of a mile to where I want to go. And I'm just like, you know, beating my head against a brick wall trying to get through all that nonsense down there. That road up there is 211. You can see cars. Oh, here comes one. See one go past there, get an idea where we are. Okay, there it goes. So anyway, I'm going to head this way to the west until I get close to my waypoints, and then I'll come back down. Seven-tenths of a mile into my hike. The elevation here is 1,260 feet. Whew! I came from over there. Now that doesn't look too bad right there, but let me tell you, all through here, it's really nasty. I had to cross a creek about 3 or 4 times, and it's kind of swampy down in through there where I came from, and just the thorns are unbelievable. Anyway, let's see. I'm within about 190 feet from where I thought the school was, and here this must be where it was, because this is a gigantic pile of rocks here. Starts there, and I mean that's the rock plateau up there. I'll go up there and look around in a minute, and it comes way over here, and this is what you're hiking through, and most of it's thorns. US 211's out that way. I got to figure out what's the easiest way to get back to the road. I don't want to have to hike through all this. So I'm going to mark this waypoint. We'll compare it when I do the map talk. There was a couple of other things that I was going to look for around here, but look at this. If I try to hike, there's no way I can hike through all that stuff. So I'm gonna call it a success that I found this school location, and leave it at that. I'll jump up here and take a look. Oh, that tree there, that pushed up through the rocks. That's interesting. I'll get up here on the rock pile and look around, see if I see anything else. Getting ready to leave the school location. I've decided this is as far as I'm going to go. It's just too thorny to push on another 2/10 of a mile up that way through all these thorns is just too much. Here's another pile of rocks, a smaller pile of rocks next to this tree. So there's a smaller pile. The great big giant pile is over here in the middle of the thorns. And I think what I'm going to do is, if I can, is I'm going to follow this down, look for a place to cross over, and see if I can get up on a little bit higher ground on my way back, away from all the thorns and stuff. Either that, or I'll try to push through somewhere and get out on US 211 over there and walk back. One or the other. Well, I decided to endure a little bit of pain and push through the thorns. I'm over here next to the highway. There's the highway right there. I got to get across. This is the Thornton River. Got to get across this without falling in. That's where I came from, up there through the nasty. So, you know, look, I might be able to tiptoe across right down in through here somewhere. And then up onto the highway, and then it's an easy walk back to my car. This is a map of today's hike. The quadrangle name is Thornton Gap, 1994, and the purpose of the hike was to go looking for the ruins of the Atkins School, which I saw on a 1929 map. I'll show you that in a minute. Here's the, well, Sperryville's down this way. This is the park boundary, and here's 211 coming into the park. And I parked right here. This is the Buck Hollow trailhead. The location of the school was over here, but I decided to come up here and cross the Thornton River right about here and look in this area for the location of the Atkins homestead. I got over here and did find a bunch of rock piles in this location here approximately. Then I started bushwhacking over towards this area here. Now when I got close to this area here, it got real overgrown and thorny. Really nasty hiking. And I marked a couple of things on here. The old road intersected with 211 right about here. This is the location of the school by the 1929 map. And this is where I actually found it, right here. It's a huge, well, there's a couple of piles of rocks. One of them's really pretty large with a big tree growing out of it. Got some pictures of that, and then I didn't want to come back the same way because it was really nasty hiking and thorny. So what I did was I pushed through the thorns over to 211 here and then just walked back to my car down the road like that. Now let me show you the old map. This is Stony Man 1929, and the homestead location is on track 161, belonged to Atkins, and it was 172 acres. That is this area right here, that square right there was the homestead location. This X is where I found the rock piles. And then over here, this is the location of the school, and this is where I actually found it. Over here was another homestead. I was going to go look at this because it's fairly close, but this is so overgrown I decided to just give up on that. Okay, so that's where I got the location information from. This was a short hike, 1.5 miles, a total ascent of 190 feet. And that was the hike for today.